welcome back to the podcast playground. Our newest podcast is The Best Podcast.
Join Jay Carter and me, Vida Best, on The Best Podcast, where the dynamic duo brings you their insider secrets to everything wonderful.
Known for their discerning taste, the Best family has critiqued the finest in entertainment, technology, and lifestyle.
Now Jay and me dive deep into the top 5 everything, from the latest cell phones to affordable wines that won't break the bank.
So tell a friend, you've found the Best Podcast,
where every recommendation is a gem waiting to be uncovered. Tune in weekly for your dose of excellence.
Let's just jump right in. If dragging laundry to the laundromat, hoping the machines are clean, and losing socks isn't your favorite pastime, then, well, you're in the right place. You're picturing your own washer and dryer right there at home, reliable. We're here to help make that happen faster.
Exactly. We know your time's valuable, so we've done the legwork. We've dug into the latest expert reviews, the really rigorous testing from places like Best Reviews, Better Homes and Gardens. You can see them called BHG. And the Spruce's detailed write-ups. The mission, to highlight the top washer and dryer pairs out there right now. April 2025, so you can cut through all the options.
And this testing, it's serious business. They look at everything, how well things actually get clean, obviously, and dry. Do those fancy special cycles actually work? Are they easy to use every day? How loud are they going to be? That's a big one.
Yeah, and also capacity. How much can you actually fit in there? Energy efficiency, which hits your wallet, right?
Yeah.
And all those little extra features that might just make laundry feel a bit less like, well, a chore.
It's not just a quick look either. We're talking months of testing, both in labs and, crucially, in real homes. They're washing delicates, super muddy work clothes, you name it. So these recommendations, they're based on solid, real-world performance.
So think of this as your shortcut. We want to give you clear, useful info so you can pick a set that fits your life, your laundry needs, and importantly, your budget, so you can finally say goodbye to the laundromat.
Let's do it. Let's get into these top picks the experts landed on.
Okay, let's start with the big winner, the one that really stood out across multiple reviews. Best Reviews called it their best of the best, and the Spruce named it best overall. It's the LG Smart Wi-Fi enabled front load washer and its matching dryer. And they looked at both gas and electric versions, both got high marks.
Right, that LG seems to be everywhere. Best Reviews really honed in on the speed. Get this, a total wash and dry time of just 58 minutes. 58. If you feel like you're drowning in laundry, that's huge.
It really is. And what's interesting is how they achieve that speed without, it seems, sacrificing the clean. Both sources praise the smart features. They sound pretty intuitive, give you lots of control. Best Reviews mentioned the washer's got a 5.3 cubic foot capacity, pretty generous. And this little touch, an internal light. No more lost socks hiding in the drum.
Oh, I need that.
Right. And they also highlighted the reliable soil and fabric sensing. So it kind of figures things out for you. It takes the guesswork out of picking settings. That's key if you want speed and good results.
And it's not just fast. BHG and the Spruce both made a point of saying how quiet this set is. If your laundry area isn't tucked away in a basement, that's a really big plus.
Definitely. The Spruce also mentioned the efficient wash and dry times overall, not just the super fast one. There's a 15-minute speed wash for emergencies, and it handles bulky stuff like bedding well. Plus, features like Fresh Care tumble in the washer to stop things getting musty if you forget, and wrinkle prevention in the dryer. Less ironing. Yes, please.
That sounds good. BHG like the interface too, right? Lots of presets.
Yeah, super user-friendly with tons of options. For the washer, normal, heavy-duty, speed wash, delicates, bedding, sanitary, sportswear, towels, allergy, even a tub clean cycle. And bright whites. Dryer's got bedding, antibacterial, steam sanitized, steam fresh for wrinkles, air dry. I mean, it covers pretty much anything you need to wash or dry.
And the AI. Both BHG and the Spruce mention that. How does that work?
Right, the AI tech. It basically learns from how you do laundry and tweaks the cycle times based on the load. Pretty smart way to optimize things, potentially save a bit of energy too. Oh, and importantly, it's stackable. Big space saver, which Best Reviews and the Spruce both noted.
Okay, sounds great, but what are the catches? There are always catches.
True. No product is perfect. Best Reviews did flag some reports of frustrating customer service experiences and a bit more concerning, some mentions of leaks. Definitely something you'd want to dig into a bit more if you're serious about this one.
And BHG found they sometimes preferred using the manual timed dry setting because the auto-sense dry occasionally left things a little damp.
Yeah, and the Spruce thought the app wasn't as intuitive as it could be. They also noted the washer's spin cycle is noticeably louder than the rest of its operation, and the remote start feature on the app only works if the machine is already turned on, which they found kind of annoying. BHG also missed having a lint trap indicator.
Okay. And capacity, there was a slight difference there.
Just a slight one. Best Review said 5.3 cubic feet for the washer, while BHG and the Spruce listed it at 4.5. The dryer seems consistently reported at 7.4 cubic feet, though. And the Spruce specifically confirmed it can handle a king-size comforter, which is good news for big bedding.
Gotcha. Okay, moving on. What if the budget is tighter?
Good question. For a more budget-friendly option, both Best Review's budget-friendly pick and the Spruce, best under $1,000, pointed towards the Insignia set. That's the NSTW M45W1 top-load washer and the NSTDRE 67W1 front-load electric dryer.
Insignia. Okay, so what's the story there? More basic.
Pretty much. It focuses on the core functions, washing and drying, without maybe all the bells and whistles, but at a lower price point. Best Reviews notes the washer is 4.1 cubic feet high efficiency with 11 wash modes and 5 temperature settings. The dryer is 6.7 cubic feet with 10 cycle types, including sensor drying.
And the Spruce added some details like the dryer door.
Yeah, reversible dryer door, very handy for tricky laundry room layouts. Also separate dispensers for everything, and a stainless steel drum in the washer, which is nice for the price. It has activewear and quick wash settings too, plus a filter reminder light on the dryer. They also mentioned it's known to be pretty quiet, under 69 decibels.
Okay, but what are the trade-offs for that lower price?
Well, capacity is one. Best Reviews mentioned that 4.1 cubic foot washer might struggle with really big loads, like those king comforters we keep talking about.
Right.
And the Spruce pointed out the dryer doesn't have four-way venting, which could limit where you can install it. No steam cycles or hand wash options either. And it's worth noting, the Spruce hadn't fully tested this one themselves. Their recommendation was more based on reputation for basic reliability. There's also that slight capacity difference again. The Spruce listed the washer at 3.7 cubic feet. Dryer's consistently 6.7 though.
Okay, makes sense. Now what about big families? Lots of laundry.
For that scenario, Best Reviews picked the Samsung extra large capacity washer and dryer set as their best for families. It's a front-load washer paired with a gas dryer in their review.
Extra large capacity sounds promising. How big are we talking?
Pretty big. The washer is a full 5 cubic feet. Best Reviews even noted it can do a load in just 28 minutes on the right setting. The dryer matches that with 7.5 cubic feet and has sensory dry to avoid cooking your clothes. Plus, you get the flexibility, stack them, or put them side by side.
Any downsides, besides maybe the price tag for that size?
The main thing Best Reviews mentioned was noise. Some users found it could be kind of loud, especially during the washer's spin cycle. But, if you need to power through huge loads fast, maybe a bit of noise is a worthwhile trade-off.
Fair point. Okay, let's talk style and substance. There was some overlap here, right? LG and Electrolux.
Exactly. Best Reviews like the LG black steel set for being most stylish. Meanwhile, BHG picked the Electrolux Smart Boost washer and dryer as best front-loading, and the Spruce awarded that same Electrolux best for tough stains. So 2 strong contenders here in the front-load category, hitting slightly different highlights, but both clearly impressive.
Let's start with that stylish LG black steel set. What did Best Reviews like?
They focused on the 5 cubic foot high-efficiency washer with steam and turbo wash modes, features that probably help with both the style and the cleaning power. The dryer is 7.4 cubic feet, Energy Star certified, and designed to be quieter. And yes, stackable again. But they did mention that potential for a loud spin cycle on the LG washer seems to be a recurring theme.
Okay, and the Electrolux Smart Boost. Sounds like it really wowed BHG and the Spruce.
It really seemed to. Both praised the wide variety of presets and the handy short cycles, like that 15-minute fast wash. Super useful. They also like the user-friendly design and the auto-sensing dryer that adjusts time based on moisture. Smart drying.
And the Spruce specifically called it out for stains, even tough ones.
Yeah, they were impressed. Mentioned it did well even with cloth diapers, which is saying something. It has a sanitized setting, claims 99% bacteria kill, and a dedicated steam setting for stubborn stains. BHG liked the oversuds feature too, which adds extra rinses if needed. Both agreed it cleans really well. Plus, the Spruce noted it's energy efficient, pod compatible, stackable, intuitive controls, and it even remembers your last used settings. Nice touch.
Sounds pretty future-packed. Any negatives on the Electrolux?
A few potential things. BHG thought it could be a bit noisy. The Spruce warned the titanium finish might scratch easily, and reversing the dryer door was tricky. BHG also had occasional damp items with AutoSense Dry and, oddly, trouble getting delivery stickers off. Minor stuff mostly, but worth knowing. Capacity-wise, the LG is 5 cut-a-foot washer, 7.4 dryer. Electrolux is 4.5 washer, but a bigger 8 cut-foot dryer.
Interesting. Okay, finally, let's look at top loaders. Some people just prefer them, right? What are the solid options there?
Absolutely. Top loaders have their fans. Best reviews went with a GE washer and dryer set as simple yet solid. Both BHG and the Spruce, however, landed on Whirlpool models as their best top-loading picks. BHG mentioned the Smart Top-Load washer and dryer, while the Spruce specified the WTW57LW washer and WED510LW dryer. So consensus on Whirlpool being strong in the top-load space.
What did Best Reviews like about the GE?
They pointed out the 4.5 cubic foot washer with water level control, giving you more, say, over water usage, and the 7.4 cubic foot dryer with the dampness alert. Simple, solid features. The one negative they mentioned was the lint filter on the GE dryer being a bit fiddly to clean and sometimes scattering lint.
Okay, and the Whirlpool top loaders? Sounds like they have more features.
Yeah, the ones BHG and the Spruce looked at seem a bit more advanced. BHG liked the auto dispenser for detergent load and go, they called it a targeted rinse option, and big capacity, 5.3 cat-foot washer, 7.4 dryer. Plus, a removable agitator for flexibility and that hamper-style dryer door that opens down. They did find the controls weren't immediately intuitive, though, and reaching into the dryer from the sides could be awkward.
And the Spruce's take on their Whirlpool pick, similar points.
Similar focus on good cleaning and easy maintenance. They also like the built-in faucet in the washer, handy for pre-treating the removable agitator, and that hamper door. They were really impressed by the cleaning results, even without scented detergent, and found the dryer gentle but effective. It also has a deep fill option if you need more water. But they noted no detergent softener dispensers on this particular model, the washer was loud, and cycles could be long due to the spin. And again, slightly different capacity numbers reported between BHG, 5.2 kilofoot washer, and the Spruce, 4.74.8 kilofoot washer for their chosen Whirlpools. Dryer capacities were similar, though.
Whew, okay. That's a lot of great info on specific models. But before anyone rushes out, let's recap some key things people need to think about for their specific situation, right? Who finally ditched that laundromat.
Absolutely. It's not just about picking the best overall, but the best for you. Remember Daniel Galinsky's advice from the Home Depot via BHG. Capacity, efficiency, and your personal laundry needs. How many people? What are you washing mostly? How often? Those basics really matter.
And the space. Don't forget the space. Galinsky stressed measuring carefully. You need about 6 inches behind for hookups and airflow and like 4 feet clear in front of a front loader for the door. Seriously, yeah, measure first. Don't fall for a machine that won't fit.
So true. And that ties into the types again. Front load, generally gentler, less water. Stackable, huge plus for small spaces. Top load, often cheaper up front, maybe faster cycles, uses more water, sometimes harder to reach the bottom. Then you have those all-in-one laundry centers for really tight spots, but usually smaller capacity.
And that agitator versus impeller thing in top loaders is worth understanding. Agitator, that central post, really churns clothes, good for heavy soil, maybe rougher on delicates. Impeller, low-profile plate at the bottom, uses water currents, gentler, often lasts for bigger tubs, and like we saw with Whirlpool, some let you remove the agitator. Best of both worlds, maybe.
Could be. But yeah, the main message is measure your space. Seriously, do it now. It avoids so much potential hassle later.
Okay, and capacity. We saw around 4.5 cubic feet for washers and 7 for dryers. Seems pretty standard, right? And that usually handles a king comforter.
Generally, yes. A 4.5 cubic washer should manage it, as the Spruce noted. But if you wash giant comforters all the time, maybe double-check the specific model specs or even lean towards those larger capacity options like the Samsung or Electrolux dryer.
Good point. And for saving money long-term, Energy Star.
Definitely look for that Energy Star label. As Galinsky pointed out, these certified machines use significantly less water and electricity. That adds up on your bills over the years. It's an investment that pays back.
And speaking of years, how long do these things typically last?
Generally, expect about 11 years from a washer, maybe 13 to 15 from a dryer, assuming you take decent care of them. Cleaning the lint trap regularly, not overloading them constantly. Basic maintenance helps maximize that lifespan.
Right. So lots to weigh up.
Exactly. As you think about these options, really consider your priorities. Is space the biggest issue? Budget. Is it all about capacity for a big family? Or are you battling tough stains constantly? You want those smart features or prefer something simpler?
Our goal here was really just to cut through the noise, give you the highlights from the experts, and hopefully make that decision a bit less daunting, so you can finally ditch the laundromat routine.
Which leads us to our final thought for you to chew on. Now that you've heard about these top contenders, which features really hit home for your laundry reality, what does that future of doing laundry on your own terms, in your own home, finally look like? And maybe more importantly, sound like?